My name's John Bearden. I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, just up the road. Lived all over for work. Some of my earliest and fondest memories are when I was about 12 or 13 years old and I was helping my brother work on his GTO Judge. He had a 69 Judge with a 4-speed in it, and we street raced it. I would sneak out of the house, go hop in the car with him, and off we went. He was really a good big brother when it come to that. He car shows, drag races, road trips, and I'm 13, 14 years old and eating it up. My parents paid attention to that. My brother got a Mach 1 as his first car. My other brother had a Cutlass. I got a Granada. But then I worked and I got a Pontiac Grand Prix after that with a big block, and used to race it right out of high school in Nashville and Knoxville when I was in school. It was a 76 Grand Prix, big block, Pontiac. Had a plate system on it of nitrous. Mm-hmm. Had a turbo 400 that had been reworked, and it was a big heavy car, but from a roll, that car was pretty deadly.
So how long did you have it?
I hadn't raced it for a couple of years, all on the street and never saw the track. What happened to that car was the crank broke in it.
No.
Yeah, and so instead of just keeping it at that time, I needed something to go back and forth for school, so I ended up with a different car. And then that kind of segued away from hot rods and stuff for a little while. You're married, you're working, you're going to school, trying to raise a daughter, you're doing all that stuff. So the racing kind of went on the back burner for a little while.
Now, about how long between the time you got rid of it and the time you got back into racing?
10 years.
10 years. So yeah. When you got back into racing, what did you buy?
That black GT that's sitting right outside. So, we would leave work and we would drag race, leaving work at 9:30 at night in Savannah, Georgia, and go to the track and then drag race some more. I'd get off at 9:30 at night and we'd go to the track till midnight on a work night, and then we traveled. And that was a really good time. Met a good racing family down there. Went to Orlando, went to Douglas, went to Twiggs, went to Silver Dollar City, went to House of Hook in Jackson, South Carolina. A lot of good racing down in Savannah, Georgia, in that area. Just like here, outlaw tracks, grudge. That's actually how I first met Dennis Bailey. That's how I got that black car. Was we reconnected when I got back here. The car was apart. I said, "You want to sell it?" He said, "Yeah." He said, "Let me get the motor in it." 4 years later, he turned loose of it. So it's a good story. He was saying, "Hey man, I'm sorry, the car's not ready." I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm looking for a house with a shop." And he told me about his mom's. So I ended up buying this one. And then I just waited on the car. And finally he's like, "No." And then 6 months later, I was like, "Well, you ready to sell it? You want it?" "Yeah, I want it. You already know that." "All right, well, come get it."
So what do you do for work?
I fix airplanes for FedEx.
So how did you end up getting into that?
I was chasing aviation. Went to school to be a pilot. Used to teach people to fly. And it got time to go to work for the regional airlines. And at that particular time, they were paying $13,000 a year. So from there, I started working on airplanes. Got my license. It's been a great, great career. This is my plug for careers. If there's any young folks that like working with their hands and they don't want to go to college, go be an aircraft mechanic. No ifs, ands, or buts.
So how long does it take you to get certified to do something like that?
18 months you can do it in 18 months. Right over there at the Memphis airport. But it segued into me. It worked good for me because I like messing with my hands. I can remember rebuilding bicycles, rebuilding lawnmowers, rebuilding whatever it was with my dad or with my brother. My dad and my uncle built an engine dyno for a Volkswagen motor in the basement. Why? I don't know, but they did. So I got all that from my dad and my brothers. So they own a body shop to this day. So they still work on cars. We all do.
So you got 3 different Mustangs back here in the background. Can you kind of tell me about each one of those and like what they are?
Okay. The green one is an 87 coupe. It's a Windsor-based motor with a C4 and a brake. It's got a 10-point cage in it. It's a really, really nice car. It was blown apart, rewired, new glass, new lights in it. Really, really good build. It originally was a Florida car before I got it. Very tickled with it. It's pretty quick too. The black coupe is a 90. That's the one that I got from Dennis. It's BB&T powered, Windsor based motor, fuel injected with a glide, a little small shot of spray on it. So everything that I have is true street cars. Tags, insurance, drive them on the street. I drove the green car to work, 25 miles one way. The car in the middle is a kind of a rare car. It's a Laguna Seca Boss 302, 2012. Has 8,300 miles on it. They only made 760 of those, and that's number 236. So it was specifically built for road racing to beat a Corvette. It is the best driving Mustang I've ever driven. Probably never going to get rid of that one.
Out of the 2 Fox bodies, now what kind of racing do you do with each of those? I know they're both street cars, but do you have one that's mainly for one type of racing, or do you just kind of switch up when you go to the track? Or
so it started, I got the green car. I started making some changes to it, started running it, leaning on it. It's a really, really nice car. I knew that the black car, what it was capable of and what it would run. So when he finally turned loose the black car, I basically retired the green car. It's just pretty days or car show or little stuff like that. Both of them are set up for extreme street. The black car's a good bit faster than the green one. That extreme street class is pretty tough. You got to be on your P's and Q's to go rounds, and all these guys with their turbos like to thump their chest, but nitrous will be to the front. Oh, favorite race? Hands down, no ifs, ands, or buts. Oklahoma, Hartshorn, H-Town Throwdown.
so what'd you like about that race?
The thing that I liked the best about it was the community. The mayor's kid is racing in Power Wheels. The police, the fire. While we're doing the cruise, people are waving at us. They turned out to see us. And you do all of that, and it's for charity, and there's money going back into the community. And then you add the kids. Oh man, there must have been 300 kids trick-or-treating that day. And that's something that's important to me. If we don't get kids to be involved, they're the future of this sport. Hands down, they are the future of this sport. If we're not involving them, getting them hooked, it's gonna go away. We all lose then. Close second was Jake's. There was 103 cars at Jake's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not realize there was that many cars. I knew they had a good crowd. I didn't realize there was that many cars.
103.
Wow.
Yeah. So
and that was it was all street cars, was it not? Just about?
Just about. But like they made Chris and I running barely legal because we didn't have AC. So, but yeah, it was a big turnout. Nice facilities. I parked right. I had the best parking spot ever. I could sit in my trailer and look at the burnout box and watch the cars. Oh, it was great. Jamie hooked me up.
What races do you plan on running next year, and like what's your future plans for next year?
I got some suspension upgrades that I'm working on the car. Um, looks like the racing season is going to be here before we know it. Not making any big changes this year. I think I got a pretty competitive car. I'm going to be doing the Extreme Street again. I'm going out to Oklahoma at least twice. I will be going back to Jake's. And if things line up, I'm probably going to try to hit the NMRA stuff in Bowling Green in October. It just depends on how all the schedule lays out. And there may be some stuff to Battlefield. Eyes has got a series down there that looks like it's going to be pretty good. So, more racing, it's all, and the more you do it, it's addictive. It's fun. It's good fun. Expensive, but good fun.
Right.
I may be the driver of the black car and the green car over here, but I couldn't do it without my guys. And I just like to thank Jamie for opening the track back up, and Kelly because they do an awesome job. I'd like to thank the Wild Boys Racing. Without Bill and Andrew and Wally and Greg and their significant others, we couldn't do it. They help a bunch. So, and us four guys kind of stick together. There's two other important people I'd like to thank for allowing me to do this. First person is my girlfriend Hope, and the second person is my crew chief, my daughter, brat kid Alex. I couldn't do it without their patience, understanding, and support. Thanks a bunch. Appreciate y'all taking a few minutes to watch this, learn a little bit about me. I'm just old redneck country boy that likes to go fast. Come out to Byhalia. It's good family fun. They've done a really good job of revitalizing that track. Come support us. Come watch us. And you'll find all about Memphis 10. And if you're feeling froggy, you can grab a lane.